Hey guys, what is up? Today I come to you with my weekly review of The Royal Tutor, and we are at episode 4. Now, I did not ask this question last week, but I do want to know, for those of you who are continuing the series, are you still continuing it? Are you going to drop it by this episode, or are you going to put it on hold? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, since I did not ask this question for the third episode that came out last week. Of course, I'm continuing with the series because I'm enjoying it so far. And with this week's episode, it was pretty self-explanatory, and it was straight to the point and simple, where we saw the boys shred off the royalty cape and was ordinary citizens for a day. So that was practically their lesson. Heine decided, saying, just to take a breath of fresh air and to, take them out of the palace, he allowed them to be common people for just that day. So we know Lich always goes out, but it was surprising to know that he does not know his way around the town. So it was really nice to see the princes acting like ordinary people. It was also funny seeing that, they grew up in royalty, so they were expected to be raised in a different way compared to regular people like myself and yourself. So seeing how they didn't know how to count money and to buy their own stuff, they felt proud buying their own stuff. They felt proud that they were able to get so many items for themselves, something that for us is normal, but for these royalties it's something new, because it's like they have everything given to them, and to have this level of independence, even if it's for just a day, was refreshing. And it was actually quite exciting to see for these characters. It's always exciting to see when you see someone step out of their comfort zone in a series and explore a whole new world. This was like a whole new world for these characters. It was also funny to see, like, when it came to the outside vending food stalls, they grew up knife and forks, and then they have to hold their food in their hand to eat it. It was like like I said, it was a brand new world that they stepped into. Now, of course, this being a lesson that Heine wanted to teach them of the common people that they are surrounded by within their kingdom in the town, he asked the question, what did they learn? Of course, they say, going to the bookstore, buying their own things, and just overall just taking in everything that's surrounding them. But what Heine was trying to get at was to take a good look at the people that was surrounding them. And of course, when they were in the town, just before they left, an old lady got mugged, but of course Kai was able to retrieve back her belongings, and the police came in swiftly after that to arrest the mugger and bring him to the jail cell, whatever the case may be. And Heine was trying to get a point where your father has built up this legacy where he tried to bring back prosperity and happiness to the townspeople and the kingdom. And the way he said it, I'm guessing possibly the previous kings, those who came before their father, King Victor, that's his name, Victor, possibly they may not have put the people's needs before them, and they may have put other things prioritized over the people, even though the people have to come first. You have to care for your people, and their father wanted to change that, and he made it where the town now is just prospering. It's always happy. The people are enjoying life to the fullest, and they should take into account, if they are to be the next to the throne, they are to be the future kings, that they should take into account, this is what you need to continue history, continue helping these people and giving them what they need and what they want, and being the king that is for his people. And that was the lesson that Heine was trying to teach these 4 young males. And it was just really nice. It was a really relaxing episode, and what really put the cherry on top of the cake was that we knew how their attitude towards tutors were prior in the past, prior to them even meeting Heine, how they disliked tutors and they would do anything in their power to drive them out of the palace. And for the fact that Heine came in, and I doubt he's there for very long, possibly a few days or even a week, and the fact that he was able to chip away at their, closed off hearts towards him as a tutor, and they gave him a welcome party to the palace. I don't think they ever did that with their previous tutors, and it just goes to show that they're opening their hearts up towards Heine little by little as each episode goes by, and that was just like a heartwarming moment. And everything that they saw and bought in the town, they gave it to him as a present, and it was just a really sweet moment. Now it came to the point where Heine, he's sleeping, and then he's like, he was touched by their gesture and welcoming him into the palace and everything, and into their family. But he says he feels like he does not belong. Now, Heine is a mysterious character because if you remember back in last week's episode when he caught up to Leonhard in hopes that Leonhard would actually start to accept him, he said, remember, he told him that he cannot explain about himself. That's in secrecy. He's a mysterious character. Heine, we get very little information. Of course, he is human, so he makes mistakes. If you go back to how at first his impressions of Kai back in episode 2, so he does make mistakes despite him almost seemingly perfect. And the fact that he never went to university, never had a higher education, but yet he's so well diverse in both his academics and in the arts. And he's so talented, but yet we have so little information on him. And I just wanted to know, why does he feel like he doesn't belong? Is it because he's a commoner, or he feels like someone else was more fit to be in this position than himself, despite the king coming towards him in a personal manner and asking him to watch over his son's academics and everything? So I hope that even though they want to keep him mysterious and they don't want to give too much away, they just give bits and pieces about Heine that keeps us, the viewers, more interested in his character. Because he is an interesting character, but it would be nice to see more of him. Like if they can just give in each episode a bits and pieces of information about his character, as well as developing his character along with the other characters in this series, that'll also be a big plus. But I enjoyed this week's episode, and I can't wait for next week's episode and what it entails. If you guys saw this week's episode of the Royal Tutor episode 4, do tell me in the comment section down below what your thoughts were on this, and also what you plan to do with this series. And the links are in the description box as always. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!